practice. I mean, my
Right.
greatest goal is
Yeah.
not to be a bajillionaire. It's
Right.
to have a bunch of people at my funeral saying, hey, your father changed my life.
That's,
And that's the goal.
Welcome to Behind the Brand, where we uncover the stories, struggles, and successes behind the businesses you love. Today we are here with Justin Husman, the founder of the Phoenix Insurance, to learn how it all started and what it took to bring their vision to life.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hello there. Nice to be here.
Yes, good. So tell us a little bit about your story. When did you start? How did you get started?
The Phoenix Insurance has been around for 16 years now. This is our 16th year. So I've been in insurance though for 20 years, and I
Okay.
was actually what you'd call a producer. I wrote business for another agency.
Okay.
And we started the Phoenix Insurance because, well, my boss was a nut. It wasn't stable. And at that time, if you bought one of the motorcycles that you saw on TV, like
Mhm.
Orange County Choppers, things like that,
Okay.
our agency specialized in that. So you probably talked to myself or my brother.
Okay.
And when that market fell out, our boss continued to show his true colors, and we said probably this isn't the stable place to be. I had a young family
Okay.
and all those things. So we started knowing what not to do as bosses, and we really started the
Mhm.
company in order to be good employers and to build something big and better.
Okay.
And started with hot rods and ended up with exotic cars just because.
Okay. And you
Uh,
started that 16 years ago.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I walked away from a very well-paying job at an agent, and it wasn't well-paying, it was all commission, but
Yeah.
I walked away from
Yeah.
everything and started from zero.
Okay. And did you always have that in Plano, or did you start that somewhere else in the
We're
North?
actually in Dallas.
You're in Dallas.
So
okay.
our office is in Dallas, and that was a thought. We started out in actually my sister-in-law's condo. It was a lavender room with 2 IKEA desks
I love it.
and one appointment with a homeowner's company, and we started making phone calls. But it's always been a Dallas company on purpose because
Okay.
nobody's Googling for best insurance Plano. Or
Okay.
they are,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Dallas is a
Dallas,
different
yeah.
word, right? Most
Yep.
people. I was in the Navy, and when you're in the military and someone asks where you're from, you don't say Garland because then you have to explain. You just say
Right.
Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even this, I think, might
We
be
still
Dallas.
say Dallas. We're
right?
North Dallas. Yeah.
No, I don't even know you're North Dallas. I think you're South Oklahoma, but
Yeah. Probably. Most everybody says.
sure.
we're
But so it's always
Oklahoma,
been in Dallas,
yeah.
and that was a big consideration for us because Google and Yelp and all those sort of things.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. You do insurance. What kind of insurance do you cover besides vehicles?
Well,
or is it all vehicles?
It's not all vehicles. So we are actually an advisory agency.
Okay.
You know me through the Porsche Club,
Yep.
and that's how we meet a lot of people. As I said, we have a specialty, and it's special things, right?
Yeah.
And so we do home and auto and collectors insurance, and quite a bit of it. We do commercial insurance.
Okay.
So if you can, we say if you can crash it or burn it down, I can insure it. But I guess now if you can crash it, burn it down, or you have inventory, I don't know how to say business, right? But
Yeah.
we do all of it. We don't just do one piece.
Okay.
Because when you talk to us, as I said, we're advisory. We have a
Okay.
couple of folks that are certified personal risk managers.
Okay.
And so we start from the biggest picture to understand all the risks and exposures that you have,
Okay.
and then figure out how it all goes together the right way.
Okay. Okay. So if it's a collector car, you guys specialize that.
Yeah, well, we specialize in collector cars. So we
Okay.
are one of the
Okay.
largest collector car agencies in the United States.
Okay.
And that's how we meet people,
Okay.
right? And
yeah.
so because if
Yeah.
you have we used to do it with motorcycles, but
Okay.
even with a custom chopper, there was a 50% chance you parked that in the living room of your trailer.
Yeah.
And so with a Porsche or a Ferrari or an exotic car,
Right.
there's less chance of the trailer and more other cars and
Right.
homes and jewelry and all the things that go with it.
Okay.
And so that's why we do all of it. And we're independent, so there's a couple different ways to buy insurance.
Okay.
You buy insurance direct, 1-800 insurance, right?
Mhm.
Geico, Progressive, things like that.
Right.
You can buy from a captive, which would be like an Allstate or a State Farm more
Right.
anymore. And they have one product to sell you, and they do insurance, but
Right.
that person works for that company.
Right.
And we're an independent because
Okay.
one size doesn't always fit all. Every company has different appetites for what they're into, and so we take our customers, our clients,
Right.
and we say, okay, so this fits here. This fits here.
Okay.
And this is where it all fits to be the most cost effective and to overlap coverage where it's important to do so.
Right. Okay. So you actually use multiple carriers.
Yes.
It's not just one
It's
carrier.
not just one carrier. No.
Got
And
it.
in fact, I'm appointed, I don't know how much I can say about it, but our favorite car brand, I'm one of 2 agents in the United States that is appointed to sell that product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm so specialty that
Yeah.
companies actually come to me and say, hey, we know you do a lot of this.
Okay.
Will you give our product a try?
That's really nice too. Yeah, to know that that way if there is somebody that has those types of cars
Right.
or
And there's different appetites. So you know,
Yeah.
if you drive a Porsche, you use it one way.
right.
If you drive a Ferrari, you might probably use it a very different way. Most people.
right.
Right. There are.
Right.
I do know a guy who has the highest mileage Ferrari in the world, and that's great.
Yeah.
But that's not generally
normally
what it
a
is,
daily
right?
driver.
And so it's all in how you use it and how you
Okay.
want to use it. If you have a collector car, if you have a car that you drive every day, but they're both valuable.
Right.
One fits someplace, one fits another place. Age of the car, use
Right.
of all of it.
Okay.
Right?
Perfect.
But we also do a lot of custom things insurance. So I do a very more than a small amount of custom Jeep insurance.
Okay.
So not for the rock crawler type,
Yeah.
you know, but the people who take their car out and just like you've seen my Cayenne, right?
Yeah.
Put a bunch of stuff on it,
Yep.
make it look super cool, and
Yeah.
then go down dirt roads and do things with
Right.
it. So we do a fair amount of that as well because it's
Interesting. Yeah.
not something that everybody does.
Right.
And again, those are people who are into what they're doing, and insurance becomes a different proposition versus a commodity.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Okay. No, that's great. Before insurance,
Mhm.
what did you do before that? I mean, you said you were in the military.
I was in the Navy. I had other jobs, but the job I did before insurance, I was actually in a boiler room.
Okay.
You ever seen the movie Boiler Room or Wolf
Yeah.
of Wall Street?
Yes.
So that was what I did, but with
Really?
oil. Yes.
Interesting.
So I called people and I would raise money for, and I didn't do stocks like Boiler Room. I sold oil investments,
Okay.
and that's what I did for a few years. I had been in college, and honestly, college wasn't for me. But I had the military, I had the GI Bill, right? So I lived pretty well, and I was
Yeah.
going to college, and
Yeah.
I think I might be a class away from a degree, but I got bored, and
Yeah.
my friend came to me and said, "Hey, I'm doing this thing. Do you want to come give it a shot?"
Yeah.
And so I have really never in my adult life had a salary.
Okay.
I've always been a sales guy.
Yeah.
And so I sold investments in oil wells for a little while and
Interesting.
recognized that really wasn't for me or strictly legal.
Yeah.
And then I walked away.
Okay. And then that's whenever you went into insurance.
I went into insurance. I said, you know what? If I can sell oil, or if I can sell the
Sells-
idea of
yeah.
oil, then I can most certainly sell something that people are required to have
Okay.
if they use any money or use public roads.
Right.
Right?
And you have to have insurance.
And so yes, and so you know it's been an evolution for us certainly in how we presented and how we sold it and stuff. But I got right on the phone and started calling people to sell insurance, and I was a motorcycle guy.
Yeah.
So the person I was actually a Freemason, and I think forever a Freemason, right? But
Okay.
the guy who owned the oil company knew the insurance guy, and they were members of the same lodge, and he was a member of my lodge as well,
Okay.
and so I joined his insurance agency
Okay.
and
So
was
that
there
connection.
for yeah, and that's how I found it. I've also never interviewed for a job as an adult.
That's funny.
So
I love it.
there's that too.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so with the Phoenix Insurance, what's the story behind the brand? How did you come up with the logo and the design of what you wanted to do?
So our logo,
Yeah, your shirt.
That's right.
I love it.
So I'm very much a logo and brand guy.
Yeah.
When I was a child, my grandfather worked for a company called Brilliant Insurance, and they had this
Okay.
great logo, right?
Again,
And the stuff.
insurance. Okay.
No, I'm sorry, Brilliant Steelworks. And so
Oh, okay.
they made tractor
Okay.
parts, right? They made
Okay.
tractor things and steel parts and stuff. But the logo was awesome. It was this guy with a metal hammer, and it was just a cool
Yeah.
logo from the 70s. So I've always been really logo focused. And when we made the Phoenix Insurance, we recognized the trap of being just, and I say we, my brother Aaron, we recognized the trap of being Justin and Aaron Insurance Agency,
Okay.
because then you can never leave or sell,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And so from the beginning, we wanted a brand.
Okay.
The logo is the Phoenix, and it's our logo. It has some symbology in it. The clasped hands
Yes.
for trust, and then it's
Okay.
looking forward.
Okay.
right? And then it's a circle for full protection.
Yeah.
And the logo was designed by a local Dallas artist, again, not Gunter, but Dallas, a local Dallas artist named Brian.
Okay.
And he's a member of Chuck and George, and he's a fairly well-known artist in Dallas.
Yeah.
He's my wife's best friend or
Okay.
friend, and so
Yeah.
he designed the logo for us.
Yeah.
And Phoenix, because Phoenix has a long time tradition in the insurance industry, so we thought, we'll buy some of that, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then also the old agency's logo was flames,
Okay.
and so Phoenix
Yeah.
rises from the
Yeah,
ashes,
exactly.
and so on. And
Yeah.
so there's the whole story
I love it.
behind
It's a
the
great
Phoenix.
brand.
Right, it's a good
Yeah.
brand, and
It's strong.
it is, and it really was a thought to build an enterprise style agency versus a mom and pop style agency, and it is still mom and pop. I mean, we do have employees, we got 10 employees and stuff, but the goal is far beyond that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. How has your brand or overall vision evolved since you first launched?
When we first started, we were like every other insurance agency in that, if you called me and we were product based.
Okay.
Right? And really
Yeah,
that was it. If you called me and you wanted this thing, we would deliver that thing to you.
Right.
And then hope we could come around and do the rest. And what that ended up with was a very unbalanced agency
Right.
from because in insurance you have a book of business.
Right.
Right. And so the companies judge you on how well it does from a loss perspective and how well rounded and how long it stays. And so people will stay with insurance if they're with, we'll say it this way, it's people will not stay if they have one piece of business with an agency.
Right.
Whereas if they do their business with the agency, they stay longer.
Okay.
And longevity is where it's at. So
Right.
how we've evolved is we've really gotten away from, I'll do this one thing, or frankly, the most thing we've gotten away from is if you call in and say, I want just this, we're probably going to decline. Like we'll discuss.
Yeah.
What is it you need? Why? Okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't you call your current advisor?
Right.
And so great. I'm okay with talking to you, but I need you to understand that we're not delivering a product. I'm certainly not McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then, we work with higher net worth individuals, not super rich. Obviously, I don't know how they buy insurance someday.
Yeah.
Right? And then a really narrow focus on certain businesses and commercial because I do good advertising, and so a lot of opportunity finds us.
Right.
We can waste a lot of time doing something that's absolutely not profitable. So we've really evolved in that way quite a bit, and it's really just better for the client too.
Right.
Having a piece of insurance in a vacuum doesn't really make any sense for the client or us, and so that's more how we've evolved. As I said, we've got a couple of certified personal risk managers on staff. We have really got to focus on advisory versus product.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So that way you're there for a lifelong.
As much as I can be,
partnership with them.
insurance.
Looking out for them.
So I'm going to tell you the secret of how the insurance companies have been screwing you for the past however many years. And the way they've been doing it is they've been teaching you on their commercials that it's got to be faster and cheaper every time. And if it's faster, then absolutely you're going to miss things because it's a complicated financial instrument. And if it's cheaper, you're sacrificing something. There are certainly new business discounts and things that you want to take account for. But ultimately, that faster and cheaper mindset is how they've been screwing you because you think that's what it needs to be.
Right.
But it is very complicated. And cheaper is relative.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for.
You do get what
You know what I
pay
mean?
for.
And so that's what people have to think about.
Yeah.
And really what we are thinking about is how do we protect you from yourself, kind of, right? Or how do we protect you from the insurance companies have taught you?
Right.
So that you're not robbing Peter to pay Paul or really looking at the forest for the trees.
Right. Yeah, and you're providing that value.
Yeah, I mean, we try to, certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that we have to consider is, well, yes, you can have a low deductible, but you have a metal roof, so why would you bother?
Right.
And so, and also, one of the things that we're doing as an independent, what my job is anymore, really, aside from doing podcasts, is looking for new markets to benefit our customers. As I said, we have plenty of companies that come to us and say, hey, we know you guys do a lot of business. We'd like to be involved in that.
Right.
And so we're always looking for new appropriate ones. I mean, certainly not bargain basement,
Right.
Hey, I'm Bob, your insurance goes right here. But, we're looking for companies that will benefit our customers, will benefit our clients. I like to think of us as an agency as closer to like your financial advisor.
Mm-hmm.
They understand
Yeah.
the big picture. They're
Mhm.
looking for trends. They're looking for places where they can help you and all those sorts of
I
things.
like that. Yeah. No, because it does. It makes it. It does. It adds that value, and you're kind of a fiduciary advisor at that point
certainly.
for them in their insurance
Right.
world.
Because insurance is complicated. And in my experience, if people have had a bad insurance claim experience,
Mhm.
it is because their advisor did not prepare them properly.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I would say 90% of the time it's not someone getting one over to make the
Mhm.
sale. It's frankly just taking what the customer wants, which is always cheaper, cheaper, cheaper.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not saying, hey, look, you can do cheaper, but you're sacrificing this.
Right.
And it's fine.
Yeah.
It's your business.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. But
there are things that
you're letting them know that,
Totally.
and letting them know up front.
helping
that-
them understand
Exactly.
that, like, hey, it's fine,
Yeah.
but I want you to make sure that you're making an informed decision versus I'm just going to sell you a
Correct. You're
product at any
educating them at
cost.
the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the biggest challenges I have with most advisors that we hire into the agency is really getting them out of that, hey, I need you to sell everything mindset.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not product based.
Right.
It is, hey, look, it's an
Yeah.
advisory. I know that you're going to sell.
Yep.
Let's do it the right way.
Yeah. Understand what the client needs,
Exactly.
what's important for them,
Right.
and then also
And look for the things that they don't understand based on the knowledge that you have.
Right.
Again, they're very, very complicated things.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
No, that's important. Yeah. I like that. So what running the Phoenix Insurance? Okay, and it's you and your brother.
myself and my brother are partners.
Okay. Okay.
We have 10 employees.
Okay.
Okay. We have a sales staff and then we have service staff. We actually have a compliance officer as
Okay.
well. And she's also our part-time HR.
Yeah.
And so we've got those two sides of the house because insurance is huge and we're a big
Right.
agency and
Yeah.
there's a lot of service that goes on.
Mhm.
So we want our advisors, they're separate from service for the most part because we want them to be able to focus on, am I putting this together properly? Am I seeing all the picture?
Right.
Rather than constantly running like crazy, getting your ID card, changing out that vehicle, whatever.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So what types of marketing have you used to grow your business? Social media, print, promotional products. I mean, we know we've worked with you
Yes.
on a few items. Actually, one being the little
The power bank.
power bank.
Yep.
Which has been really cool.
Yeah, I like those quite a bit. I have
Yeah.
them. I have them all over my house. I mostly bought them.
They're
Uh,
nice to have around because
yeah,
your
absolutely.
everything uses batteries now.
Absolutely.
So, and then your tablecloth and
Yeah, so we do a lot of. We have a couple different channels for marketing. Certainly, there's in-person marketing. We
Right.
have. I have a garage for our cars. I have a hot rod and I have Porsches
Okay.
and stuff. And
Yeah.
so we have a garage over at Garage of America where we keep those. And
Okay.
then once a month, it's actually coming up this Saturday. I don't know when this
Yeah.
will go out, but
okay.
it's coming up this Saturday. And we have hundreds of cars and people there that show up to our house.
Yeah.
And we feed them donuts and stuff. And then
Nice.
we have the hot rod because, as I said when we started, we were hot rod guys, and so
Yeah.
we went to Good Guys and things like that. And I have that milk truck, and I've driven it.
That milk truck is cool.
It is super cool.
It is so cool.
And I'll make sure that she has some links underneath too. It has its own Facebook page actually.
I love
So,
it.
but the milk truck we built for hot rod purposes, and so we used to go to a lot of car shows and meet people face to face, and we
Yeah.
still do that to some degree now.
Okay.
We don't do as many, giant things like Good Guys anymore
Yeah.
because it's just a really long weekend,
Okay.
right? And so we
Yeah.
don't do as much of that. We certainly sponsor the Porsche Club and other car clubs and things, but we have our website, which we work very hard to establish that expertise at.
Okay.
And we've been doing that for a really, really long time. It's been a lot of that. As I told you, we've got YouTube channels. So
Mhm.
we work with some YouTube influencers. One of the influencers we used to work with, or still do, I guess, is called Lightbright.
Okay.
And so they're Jeep people.
Okay.
And we've spent a fair amount of money with them, and it's really worked. That's why we
Yeah.
do Jeep insurance, right?
Yeah.
But we decided one day, you know what, we're personable. We should be influencers as well.
Yeah.
So my brother and
absolutely.
I, on Fridays, we have our executive meeting, and then we do some filming, and we have a Phoenix Insurance channel. where
Okay.
We have a show called Insurance Hacks, which is a pun, and it's
I
just
love
two
it.
dudes talking insurance.
Yeah.
We do have another channel called Husman Bros, because we have a lot of access to
Okay.
people and places and things that a lot of the I say normal people, a lot of regular people don't necessarily have access to. And I think that we forget, being here in Dallas, how much cool stuff
Yeah.
is here,
Yeah.
right, versus in Des Moines.
Right.
And then I'm from Iowa, so no taking away from Des Moines,
Yeah.
but we've got things here they don't have, and I have
Right.
access to those. So
Yeah.
Husman Bros is our channel where we do car reviews. We built my
Okay.
Cayenne on Husman Bros, so I
Yeah.
have a 2006 Cayenne Turbo S.
Okay.
It's all lifted and all
Yeah.
that sort of thing. We actually built that on the channel.
Is that the one that's all wrapped in?
No, that's just my
a
regular one.
different
Mine
one.
is
Okay.
the gray. Mine is the gray one that
Okay.
I bring on Sundays. But
Okay.
ultimately, we built that. We actually, our latest video, we have a client, because we can get it done. We have a client who owns 3 motorized pirate ships that are street legal.
Really?
Yes. 2 are 20-something feet long. One is 39 feet long or something.
Wow.
And he's been a long-time client. I met him at a hot rod show. And so we went out there to drive on his pirate ships and do a video about his pirate ships.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to drop the link below.
Sure. But so that's some of the marketing that we do. And
I love it.
I'm really active on social media. Our early marketing was Facebook, really.
Okay.
When Facebook was
Yeah.
the thing, I don't know where you kids are nowadays,
Yeah.
but when Facebook was the thing, it was easy-ish, and we
Yeah.
did pretty well on it, and it helped us to really establish that brand in the space that we're in,
Okay.
right? We
Yeah.
have, I think, 5,000 Facebook followers or
Yeah.
something, and we've had that for years.
Okay.
And so now
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it's kind of it. It's
So
a mix of everything.
Instagram.
We do some. We certainly did Instagram. We do
So I
some
feel
Instagram.
like that's where a lot of the younger crowd is on Instagram and TikTok.
I've actually got. Well, I've actually got my daughter, and she's doing our short videos now, and she
I love
posts them
it.
on YouTube, because
Yes,
we're YouTube,
yeah.
which is social as well. And then we have
Absolutely.
Instagram and Facebook, and I think we have a TikTok. I think we have everything except Snapchat, because I don't
Yeah.
quite understand how you'd market in there.
No.
And
Yeah. I don't
I
either.
think I'm reaching eyes all over the place. I can tell
Yeah.
you that we've had several people call us over the past couple months that GPT recommended us.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
And so,
amazing.
Isn't it? It's great. So we've worked really hard to make our website an authority.
Yeah.
So that's really where a lot of it comes from.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, it's all crawling,
Right.
pulling all your keywords and meta tags and everything else.
Right.
So yeah.
So if you're looking for exotic car type insurance, I'm
Yes.
probably going to come into the conversation sometime.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome. I love that. So what sets your business apart from the competition?
Well, as I said, we do have a product that one other agency has. So that'd be, I guess, one thing. But ultimately, what really sets us aside is our larger focus, that advisory focus. I hope we don't turn away more than we sell,
Yeah.
but we certainly do say, hey, look, this should stay where it's at. You've got a thing there that you can't get anywhere else,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And we really do try to not be product focused. The other thing that I think sets us apart, I hope sets us apart, is that we have a renewal process that we go through with every account every
Okay.
year.
Okay.
And so every year we're going to reach out, we're going to see what else is going on in the larger market, make sure nothing has changed.
Right.
You would be absolutely surprised how many people will buy a new car, not one you drive every day, but like a hot rod or a
Yeah.
Porsche or something, and
Yeah.
completely forget about it.
Yeah.
Because you've got so many, they don't think about it, whatever. They don't drive it that often. And
Right.
so when we do this review, I'm shocked at
Yeah.
how many people are like, oh yeah, I bought that 63 whatever, right? And so we'll catch those things. We make sure that
Okay.
nothing has changed. We are much more advisor, I think, in that way.
That's
I like
good,
to think
yeah.
so. So I know a lot
Yeah.
of agencies out there, when it comes to renewal time, the way they do it, we use management systems, and I'm sure you have your
Right.
own systems here, right?
Mhm.
But so you can set up management systems that if it gets X amount raise,
Right.
then it will generate contact with the client.
Okay.
We don't do that.
Okay.
We want to give you a review, whether it went down or stayed the same
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
because the market does change every year.
Right.
Your life changes in ways that you don't necessarily think about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that we're doing that, because it's not about price.
Okay.
It's about what you're paying for.
Right.
right?
Right.
Price is a factor, certainly, and because
Yeah.
we want to catch it if it jumps by 10 grand.
So you're looking out for the client
100%.
when they are not thinking
Look,
about it because they're busy enough
Totally.
on their own.
You sent me an
Yeah.
email about promotional things. It took
Yeah.
me 2 weeks to respond. And so that happens,
It
right?
happens,
It's life,
yeah,
you know, and,
yeah.
and we get that all the time
Yeah,
because,
life happens.
but
Yeah.
here's the other thing is that, this is a product that is really important to you.
Right.
And the only way you learn about it
Right.
is by buying it.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And so I tend to, I like insurance, but I live here, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of count on my tax person to understand what's going on and check in with me once a
Right.
year.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Because that's what they specialize in.
Exactly, that's
Yeah.
their thing. And
Yep.
so many people, the other way the insurance company screwed you is that you can just call us and do it yourself.
Yeah.
And you can, technically,
You
sure.
can, yeah. But it's nice having somebody looking out for you.
Right, and because that market is changing, does change.
It
I can
does.
tell you over the past 2 years, the 2026 horizon looks very different than it did over the past 2 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know,
well, and
we're seeing companies come in, rates are going down, and so
Right.
things are certainly changing.
Mhm.
And we've got an eye on that for
Yep.
our clients. So,
Yep.
I mean,
that's
there are other
super
agents out there
important.
watching right now saying, I do all that, and great,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
but it's really the way we do it, the approach that we take.
Right.
I think that's what sets us apart. I hope so.
Yeah.
Again, certified personal risk managers, we're thinking about it differently, more as really financial professionals versus, hey, I got to sell you a product.
Right. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your family. We kind of went over yourself a little bit. How many kids do you have?
Just one.
You have one. Okay. And is she working for you or doing
She
kind
does.
Of,
Yeah,
she's
so
doing some
she's-
shorts and stuff. You said.
She does our shorts. She does our marketing, right?
Okay.
When we have need of design work, she does that. She's an artist and
Okay,
tries
yeah.
to be. That's her goal anyway. She's 18. She graduates here very shortly.
Okay.
But she does some digital stuff for us. She does
Yeah.
the editing for the channels, some of it.
Okay.
And so,
I like it.
yeah, I mean, she works part time.
Yeah.
She's graduating here shortly, so we'll see if that
What she wants-
expands or
yeah.
contracts, right? She
Uh-huh.
doesn't want to. She's not interested in going to college right now, which I'm totally okay with.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me,
Yeah.
but I wasted
Yeah.
years on it, right? So, we'll see. But I've got the one kid, and then my brother. He's got 2 children. They're much younger. His daughter's middle school, maybe, and his son is in elementary school.
Okay.
So,
So when they come through the ranks, they may end up.
they may. His son is a character. His daughter is a very serious ballerina, so she, who knows,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
My
I love
nephew loves the business. Actually, if you subscribe and you're watching Husman Bros shorts,
Yeah.
I got kind of tired of doing shorts, so I had my nephew Jack do the shorts, and so
Nice.
they're their own thing now on their
I
own
love
production,
it.
and so, Anna has never expressed an interest in taking over the company, but she's
Yeah.
18,
Yeah.
right? If you'd
Yeah.
have told me when I was 18 that insurance would be my life, I'd have laughed you out of the room, right?
Yeah. Life changes, things change.
Right.
Yeah. You evolve. Yeah.
Certainly.
Yep. I love it. Tell us something that people may not know about you.
That's hard to say. Okay, so when we first started, I was also a blogger. I was a
Okay.
bicycle blogger, and I was actually an
Bicycle. Okay.
Yes, so I was a bicyclist. I used to ride my bicycle from downtown Plano, where I lived,
Okay.
to basically Forest and 75,
Okay.
where our office was.
Okay.
Okay, and I was a bicycle blogger, so this was pre-YouTube influencer, but I actually had companies that would send me products and stuff,
Yep.
and I'd review products and all that sort of thing, and I'd say fairly well known, but there was a circle, right?
Yeah.
And so I actually went down, I was invited to the Hand-Built Bicycle Show and went down and met Gary Fisher and hung out with Lance Armstrong in Austin.
Really?
Yeah, and
That's
it was
cool.
so. That's something I tell so many people so many things. That's one I haven't broken out in a while, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
something people don't know about me. And that
Huh.
blogging actually led to our early website success because I blogged for our website as well,
Gotcha.
and so it got me moving in
Blogging
the right
was a
direction.
big deal back
It
then.
was,
I had a blog.
Right.
Actually, it's still live, but it's like old content.
Right, so
on
is
there.
mine. I
So, yeah.
haven't posted in many, many years, but that blogging and that exposure helped me to really drive traffic to the Phoenix Insurance and get us where we were going early on.
Yeah.
Right, just get people in the door.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, what's something you wish that you had known when you first started your business? When
That's a
you
good
first got
question.
into the insurance?
So many things. How hard employees would be. and how much I had to really prep for that.
Yeah.
We wanted employees from the beginning. I mean, it was in our discussion that
Yeah.
we were going to have people working for us as soon as
Okay.
we could. And, we thought that was going to be a lot easier than it was.
Okay.
And it's been a real growing and learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. And, as they say, or I don't know as they say, but I say this, I should have started mean and gotten nice.
Okay.
Right? But I started nice.
Okay.
And really I've been.
You've had to tighten up.
I have, and people tend to feel attacked when new rules come out of nowhere, even though they're rules to protect us. I mean, my greatest goal is not to be a bajillionaire. It's to have a bunch of people at my funeral saying, hey, your father changed my life. And that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
And so in order to be effective, we have to do that.
Right.
And especially in a rules-based business like ours, if we're not checking things. And so employees don't like that, right? And I say employees, people don't like that.
People in general,
I love my employees, all of them. I don't
Mhm.
want to hear that. I don't want this to come across as
Yeah.
that. But really learning how to hire correctly, learning
Right.
that timeline and all those things. I wish I'd known way more about
Yeah.
that. And then the other thing is that product-based versus advisory.
Mhm.
You've got to live and you've got to eat. So
Right.
in the beginning, you had to start a certain way.
Mhm.
But I wish we had had this clear vision from the beginning
Yeah.
of where we want to get to, what we'd like to do, and what our client looks like, and all those sort of things.
Right. Yeah. And learning experiences too. I mean, you grow, they grow.
Certainly.
It's just kind of all
It's
part of, I guess, business.
Yeah, I mean, it's all
Yeah,
growing
I
and
get it,
it's all learning. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel better now. As I told you, my boss was not great, and so we have really made that effort to be a place that people want to work,
Mhm.
so that we can attract good talent and
Yeah.
do all those things. And that's really been a learning curve too. How do you provide health insurance?
Yeah.
And 401ks and all that sort of
Yeah.
thing. And just on the mechanical side, but on the management side,
It's a lot.
It's a challenge,
Yeah.
and it's a fun one, but still,
It is. Yeah.
it's something else,
Yeah.
right? And so I wish I'd known more about that.
Yeah. Agreed. Running a business comes with challenges. What struggles have you guys faced?
Over the past few years, we've had some struggles. We've probably grown faster than we should have, not from a selling insurance perspective, but from a personnel perspective,
Yeah.
right? And then, as I said, it really, as much as I want to run this like a cowboy, and I'm the fun brother, right? As much as I want to run this like a cowboy, we have to have those measurables. We have to have those key performance indicators. It's not just about us, and it's about the other 10 people.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that XYZ wakes up with a job today,
Right. Yeah.
and this one didn't cause the mistake, right? And so having to watch all those things, figure out what to watch, how to
Yeah.
present it,
Yeah.
how to make employees feel empowered when they need to be corrected,
Mhm.
and then really how to build a strong culture. Those are all of the struggles that we have.
Yeah. I think culture is a big one.
It is. Business has always found me.
Mhm.
I hope it doesn't stop today, right? But business has always found me. People want to do business with me. People want to be
Yeah.
want what we have to offer. But it's those challenges with all those other things that are the hardest part.
So on the flip side, what's the most rewarding thing?
When we get it right.
Yeah.
It really, the fact that I have an employee who's approaching 16 years with us.
Oh, wow.
And
They've been
with us the whole time.
Yeah,
I mean,
from the beginning.
So one of the most rewarding things is I've got more than one employee who has built a family, purchased a home, and lives the, I guess, middle American dream, right?
Yeah.
And I'm able to help them do that.
That's awesome.
Right, and so
Yeah.
and that's, as I said, the goal is not for me to have diamond shoes. It's
Right.
part of the list,
Yeah.
but that comes with a lot of people saying, "Man,
Yeah.
it really was a change to my life." Without the Phoenix,
Right.
I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's been the rewarding part, is to see some of that come to fruition. And we're not done yet. I mean, I've still got 5-10 years left in me before I fall apart.
Yeah.
Right, but ultimately, that's really the rewarding part, is when we're able to help people change their lives for the better.
Right.
The insurance
that.
stuff is great. Love all
Yeah.
that, right? I could tell you a redeeming story about, we saved this person so much money and all that, but that's just what we do.
Yeah.
The rewarding part comes from helping the people grow.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. So, where can we find you? Social media, website?
Okay, so thephoenixinsurance.com is our website. All our socials are linked there, but
Okay.
we have a couple of YouTube channels, as I said. We have the Husman Bros, HUSMANBROS. That's where we do the pirate ship stuff and the fun stuff
love
and
it.
race car stuff. We have the Phoenix Insurance is another YouTube channel. And if you search both of those names on every social, that's absolutely where you'll find us.
I love it. And we'll drop everything down in the comments below.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming to chat with us. It's been an honor to be able to learn more about how you got started in your business and everything else. I love learning more about businesses and where they got started. Running our own business. It's intriguing to me, and I learned so much from everybody else. And so, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Happy to be here and happy to help.
Thank you for watching. How has your overall brand or overall vision?
I'll wait for that.
We're
Okay.
actually on a 3-camera shoot at this point. We're that close.
Yeah, I like it. We'll get there one day. We will get there one day. All right. So, how has your overall? Sorry.
I'm probably going to come into the conversation sometime.
Sorry. That's funny.
But yes, that
Yeah.
blogging and that exposure helped me to really drive.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm gonna make sure this kid is. That's my other kid. What? Good. Okay. Sorry about that.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us on Behind the Brand. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for more real conversations with real brands. All the details on today's guests are linked below, so go check them out and give them a follow. We'll see you on the next episode.